There we go. You go to my own channel. And I'm live. There we are. How bad's the lag tonight? 2, 3. Okay, not bad. About 3 seconds. Dear Angela. Oh, Angela! You changed your name. Hello. I did not know about Tammy tonight. Darn, I've been out of the loop all week for all kinds of stuff. Because it's just been... it's been a week that I've gotten progressively slower as I've gone along. Just because, you know, all the shots in my spine are wearing off. So, hi guys. Mary R. Do I still have something to mail you? I don't remember. My list is upstairs. So hello, everybody. Nettie, I just saw you in Patrick's thing. He didn't know I was starting. I should have advertised it more, but like I said, this week's just been kind of crazy. My brother in California has been in and out, and not out of the hospital. He's still in the hospital, but in and out of problems in the hospital. So he's stable again now. I'm stable, but I did have my MRI. I had an open MRI. Hey guys, I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. If being loaded like a shotgun shell into a little tube, which is the normal MRI, if you don't like that, find a place for an open MRI, get your doctor to prescribe. Well, I'm not going to say get your doctor to prescribe anything. That's up to you and your doctor. My doctor knows I'm claustrophobic, and they gave me 0.5 fast release tablet of Xanax. I also took my own earplugs, and I also took my sleep mask, which had the nurse laughing her head off because my sleep mask is a fluffy bunny face with ears sticking up over my forehead, which started her day off great because she kept giggling through the entire thing. But as soon as I walked into the room and she showed me where I had to lay down, that mask was on, the earplugs were in. I didn't want to look at the machine. I didn't want to know nothing. I wanted to know absolutely nothing. I was shaking like a leaf. She laid me down, and the difference in the machines is amazing because in the first one, they always stick you in head first and you're moving. And in this one, because they had to do my hips, it was feet first and I never moved. The machine then comes over you. So you don't get any of that panic in your head about how you're being loaded into anything. For somebody claustrophobic, it was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I am never, ever being put into one of them regular ones again because I don't feel like having a total mental breakdown again like that last one. And I didn't, I think partly because of the Xanax, I didn't have any trouble sleeping. I didn't have any nightmares. And I only woke up once in the middle of the night. And that was because the cat decided to climb on top of me. So it was so incredibly different an experience. Now, that's not to say I didn't still have some kind of reaction because my hands were shaking for 2 hours, 2 full hours afterwards. My hands were still shaking because that stress will find a way out. It will find a way. And so for me, a lot of times it's my hands will shake. So it did pretty well. So who is here? I turned down the brightness because we figured this out the last time. The brightness, when I leave the laptop up there, the brightness washes out a lot of the items, and I can't tilt like that. Wait a minute. Where's your tail? Sweetie, you have to move a minute. Move your tail. There we go. One of my other brothers keeps texting me. I told him I was going live. But I have to be careful how I say it. The shot in my spine is wearing off. So let's see who's here. I see Angela and Nettie. Rhonda's here. Mary Har. Butterfly Nurse Thrift. Debbie Wilmarth. You're a new name to me. And Susan Aries, Tippy Winks. Mary, oh yes, okay, you did get your postcard. Trisha, hi Trisha. Empty Nesting 2, hi. And Blackie Junior Lynn, hello darling. I didn't know about Tammy, so if you guys want to do, you know, flip back and forth, that's quite all right. I mean, there's a lot of us around. So here's my question. Tonight is the first night on the new phone. How's the camera look? Because I see what I'm seeing up there, and I wonder if I am coming across really good and clear. Because your daughter gets cranky because of anxiety before her MRI? I got more than cranky. I was crying for the regular one. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Because I have been fighting with this phone for a week and a half now because I don't know what I'm doing. I've jumped about 8 years of technology with a phone. And I did notice today that somehow Google took my photo, my thumbnail photo from my personal Facebook page and put it on my Instagram. No. So any of you that follow me on Instagram saw the Snoopy Scout with all the little Snoopy Scout Woodstocks as the scouts. That was the thumbnail for my personal Facebook page. And that picture shouldn't have been there. But I got it flipped back. I had to figure it out, but I had to change that back. So let's see what I have some odd stuff tonight. Like I do why am I saying I have odd stuff every week? Kidding me? With the stuff I find from these places? So years ago, when I was emptying out a house in Rose Valley in PA, we found a a family-size bar of Ivory Soap. So it was about that big, which would be what? I would say that thing. So that thing was probably about, because it was huge, about 8 inches long. They were thick bars and they were scored, and they came in a wax paper wrapper. And where the score was, you would break it off, and that would be this big family-sized bar. And there were 3 of them. Well, there was one that was open, but then there was one that was still sealed. I sold that on eBay for $76 because, you know, it was probably from the 30s. I mean, when did they stop using wax paper for labels for things, for packaging? So I was laughing when I was putzing around a little bit in the pantry, and I found some of these. Oh, wait, wrong camera. These are the little travel soaps. These are the little ivory travel soaps. I have 4 of them. They don't have a date on them, but they're not wax paper. They are like the regular paper. There might be a wax piece inside, but these, I remember being on vacations and you would get these in the motels, and this is all they'd give you to like, and it would be funny because, you know, there might be my mom and I in one room, and then Dad and Gary and Roy in another, and you'd only have like 1 or 2 of these for 3 or 4 of you. So they're not quite 2.5 inches long, and they're like 1.5 inches high. So they're probably from, I haven't seen this size in years. So they're probably from, at the latest, the 70s. So, because I stopped going, I graduated high school in 1984, and I think that was 85 or 86 was the last time I went. When was and I know They went to Georgia when the Atlanta Olympics were down there. I don't know what year that was, and I didn't go. So we have 4 of these, and I forgot to bring my numbers up. Come here, you guys. Make life easier. 70. No. There we go. I hate when you like you don't feel sick, but you just ache. Makes your brain stupid. So I saw what these were going for on eBay and went, I have another set. I'll put this one set on eBay and I'll put one set for you guys. But I'm definitely going to cut the price for you guys. So for 4 of them, for 4 of these little ivory snow ones, it's $8. And these apparently are really rare to find. So, but they would be so great in a little display in the bathroom of vintage stuff. They would be really cool. So I kept 2 for me, and I'm going to put 4 on eBay, and then I'm going to sell 4 to you guys. So it's $8 for 4 of them, and it's number 79. $8 for 4 of them, number 79. Ivory smells so good. I always liked having, and this is my association with Ivory Soap is sunburn. Because anytime as a redhead I got sunburned, which was a lot as a kid, I would always have to take showers with Ivory Snow. So let's get some ephemera out here. And oh, Mary R. Thank you. Now, I found some interesting ephemera, and I'm going to sprinkle some of it through tonight. I don't have a huge amount tonight because I have to be up at the butt crack of dawn because and I am by no means a morning person. Not at all. But I have to be at physical therapy by 8 o'clock in the morning, which means they have to pick me up in the van at 7:30 in the morning, which means for me to actually be awake by the time they get here, I have to get up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock at the absolute latest. This is not going to be pretty. It's just not going to be pretty. Oh, dark 30. Oh, yeah. Not going to be pretty at all. You know, my scouts laughed at me when they had reveille in the, you know, and they were getting me up, and they said, well, you know, we all overslept. And I fixed that. I loaned one of them my old cell phone because my alarm on that is bagpipes playing Scotland the Brave. Nothing wakes you up faster than bagpipes in the morning, but I'm still a grumpy morning person. But boy, did it wake up those scouts, that's for sure. So another thing we have here is, now, as near as I could tell, this postcard book is from the 1920s, 30s. So it's definitely pre-World War II. Now, I had to figure out what Tim Gad was. Now, I love, oh, we're going to have this fun again. We had this problem the last time. There we go. Because the laptop creates a shadow. So I had to look up Tim Gad. I had to figure out where this was. Now, none of this is in English. Now, it has a little bit of problem back here. But they are, a lot of it looks like it's in French. Now, I flunked French, but I know enough to recognize it. And I'm pretty sure it's in French. But what they are is apparently it's all postcards in the sepia tone of Roman ruins. And when I looked up Tim Gad, this is in Algiers, right? Yeah, Algeria. And so, I mean, you've got some great images, and they have the tissue paper piece in between each one. They are really cool. Now, there's how many? There's That's the back flap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 12 in here. You even have the amphitheater. But they are really, really cool. Now, the very first one is loose. That's the very first one. And ruins, Romans, they all say the ruins of Rome. So Roman ruins. That's some part of this city. I mean, you look at all that. That's a lot of rooms. So, this whole thing, I'm guessing from the way it was made. Come on, get back in there so I could put that first one back in. And I could not find anything on it. The backs of these just have that they were printed in Paris. I don't know if it's going to focus in on, where's the one, the tiny little print. But they were in Paris, and so I'm pretty sure this would be 20s or 30s. There's the 12 cards, and they are $8 for these, because it's I don't even know if the Roman ruins still exist there after World War II. They may not still be there. So it's $8 for the whole little booklet, which would have been a souvenir booklet. And it's number 19. $8, number 19. For the Roman ruins postcard book from Algiers. Algeria. Keep wanting to say Algiers, and I think that's not the same country. So, did my chat freeze? Uh-oh, hang on. My chat should be frozen. There we go. And I didn't realize that Tammy was tonight, so military charge as a ringtone from the Civil War. Yeah, that would get you up too. So I have another one that's not as old. This one even has a telephone number for Brussels. Oh, you can't focus on little stuff? Well, that's no fun. It doesn't focus on little stuff. I still have the old phone. Now this one has, and this, I really think this is pre-World War II as well, because if it will focus, you can see these little cars. There's a couple of horse-drawn little wagons pulling stuff in the picture. It's hard to see because it just doesn't seem like it wants to focus real well on these. But you have all these wonderful cards. They're all still in here. They're all these fabulous buildings and churches. Hi, Happy and Hearted. And so this one is, it says that it is printed by Albert, which I know that name. I've seen that symbol on old postcards. I'm really not liking it. This sucker won't focus on small stuff. It says 10 artistical views, and it has it in German and French. And it's series 2. So we have that one of the old photos, the pre-World War II photos. And that is $7, and that's number 30. $7, number 30. So if you're, I know there's some people that collect old postcards based on if they show something pre-World War II, because sometimes that's the only way to see some of the things, because so much of Europe, especially that end of Europe, took such a beating during the war from both sides. Now, I have some vintage photos. These aren't my family. I don't know whose family they are. There's a line from a Gilbert and Sullivan where the father says in Pirates of Penzance, and he says, well, I don't know whose family they were, but I know whose they are now. When I bought the estate, I bought the house and the escutcheon. So he bought the coat of arms as well. So he figures all the people on the graveyard on the property are now his family. Now I've got, these are going to be an offer up. There's 8 vintage photos. So they're all different people except the last 3, I think, are the same person. So it's an offer up, and we're going to start it at $5. And let's see. Terry, darling, how you feeling? There we go. Oh, Nettie's already in. So we've got, now this one, they must have been moving because it's a little blurry in the photo, but it is 3 guys in a canoe. That's a nice looking wood canoe as well. But it's an old postcard back. So you have that one. You have her. I really like, you see those dots? Those are all really big buttons on her skirt. So judging from the outfit, you're probably looking at the 1910s for her outfit. That's another one. It's a postcard. Now, this one, I can't decide why she's dressed that way, unless it's from around 1914 when you had the World War I. She's got this little net cap thing on her head and a pinafore and the white shoes and all. And a lot of big country houses, quite a few of them turned themselves into nursing things, but I don't think that happened here. I've heard about it happening in England, but not here. And this is from Vincent Mitchell Studios, Chestnut Street, Philadelphia, and Lexington Street in Baltimore, Maryland. And I can't read all of it, but they got 6 of some kind of this image and 9 7x3s because it's written on the back. But there's nothing else to tell me who she is. But I'm loving the outfit, and I'm loving the apron, and dang it, you can't see it. On the apron, there's this little cut work across it as part of the pattern, which is really cool. So we have that one. We're at 7. We have this gentleman on a thicker card, on a cabinet card. And then we have this gentleman, which is another postcard, who looks really similar to the one I just showed you, but it's not the same guy. Now these three are all the same guy. So the first one I found is this big one, and you can see it's got some rough edging because it is getting brittle. Not a bad looking guy. Has probably got an arrow collar on. Nice little fountain pen in the pocket. Nice little glasses. Well, here's the same guy with his girl. And she's whited out so much that it's and he's got the boutonniere. So it's probably their wedding photo. And then I found this picture of him without his glasses. And it's a postcard one. None of these have any names. No names on any of them. So those are the 8. And where are our bids at? So where you have Nettie for 7. So, yeah, you could cut a board with that chin, right? Really strong chin there. So we have Nettie for 7 going once. And okay, wait a minute. Going once. Mr. L has a habit of taking his messages out, which is not quite so much fun when we have to watch the playback because we might have missed a sale. I always go back because I tend to miss stuff. You can't, when you're selling, you can't keep up with the chat. So I like to go back and all I see is all this message retracted, message retracted, message retracted. And I'm like, damn, I've missed all the good jokes. All right, so so where are we? You're making me laugh. Got any Western or cowboy stuff tonight? No, I don't. I'm still looking. Oh, wait a minute. Technically, no. He's got a cowboy hat on. He's on a pony. We'll do this next, and I'll show it to you. Technically, it's not Western like you would think, but we'll show it real quick. I think we were at 7 with Nettie. Okay, sold to Nettie for 7. Okay. Guys, making me lose it in the chat. So I found this today. I mean, it's not Western per se. Boy, I don't like the glare having the up there bakes. Wonder if I can do that and have it be less. So it's a little kid on the pony, little Western hat. You can see a house in the background. It was a thermometer, but the thermometer doesn't, it's not keeping the right temperature because there's no way it's over 120 degrees in here. So, oh, so it's just, that's as close as I've got to Western tonight is a little kid thermometer picture. I did take it out and I did clean it all off. I don't have a clue of what to do for a price for this. Now, this part here, all this is embossed paper and it's stuck right there in the center. But I was able to go around everything, clean the glass off on the inside, clean the glass on the outside. It is stuck in there. It is a cool metal frame that actually has a little tab to hold everything shut. It doesn't have anything for you to hang it with, which some of these old souvenir ones didn't. But look how pristine this is. There were little pieces of a backing on this thing when I found it. Now, I don't know who that is. It says on the back of the card, David Harum, Hollywood, California. Now, I know that in California, there were, my Auntie Al had a niece named, she always called her Dolly. I don't know if she had a brother. I never knew a last name, and anybody that knew who it was is gone now. So I just don't know. I have no idea. I even tried looking it up on the family tree. No idea. So we have this cute little piece. Yeah, sorry. I don't have a John Wayne one. But that's as close as I have tonight. That doesn't mean I won't find something Western in this house. You never quite know with 3 estates of stuff. So is he on my list? I didn't even finish my list yet. Okay, so for the cowboy kid, I don't know where my number card is, so we'll do it without it. So, Terry, you have to answer me about the image I sent you a photo of. So, I was gonna, I know there's people that collect thermometer things and thermometer pictures, but I will say that this will be $6. It's $6 and it's number 77. $6, number 77, for somebody who might be a distant cousin. Maybe, possibly. If he is, it's probably on the blades side, which we know precious little about. So number 77. Okay, Terry. Terry, I've not forgotten the pictures you wanted. It's just been a rough week. And I will, oh wait, I need to keep that in case it turns out he is a kid that's related to us. Put it on the family tree. So, oh, that's okay. Everybody's got to work. And I know I'm not the only one on right now. And I'm an hour early, which is going to completely confuse people. Absolutely will confuse people. And, but I'm going to take a second here. Terry, did you get my email with the photos in it of the cup and saucer? I just want to make sure that, because that was also the test email to see if it went through. Because I know there's other things that you wanted to double check on. So, oh, that would be cool in a grandkid's room. That would be very cool. Where am I at? Okay. I have a couple other fun things. Where are we going here? We'll do these. So I found this. You know, when you're a tea drinker, everybody gives you stuff for tea, and sometimes you end up with multiples of things, and you've never taken them out of the box. Yeah, well, they didn't have Hoagie Fest this year, and the last time they had Hoagie Fest, they changed it. They got rid of all the fun music. So, yeah, Terry, it was kind of recent. Double check, because it had 2 photos embedded in the email, so it may have sent it to your spam folder. So this is from Warwick, made in India. Now, Warwick Industries sold, it says they're on 5th Avenue, New York, but it's all still sealed. I mean, this is all wrapped up in cotton. So I did have to pop this one open so I could see it and see what was going on here. So it actually looks a little cooler than what the box shows. So it doesn't say it's silver, but that's silver. And it's got this dimpled, and look, it almost looks like a silver version of disco ball. But that's what it would look like. It has the strainer that sits on the top, and then that's the thing. But it's beautiful, beautiful condition. And that is, where are you? So the Warwick Tea Strainer is going to be, because I'm sure it's silver, but it doesn't say it anywhere. It doesn't say it on the box. And I can only use but so many strainers. So it is $10 for the Warwick Tea Strainer, and it's number 60. Now the box itself is a little crushed here. It's had some issues, but it is really pretty. They are really handy if you use loose tea, or if you're making a, what do they call it, a tincture, where you're putting hot water over something for in your tea, or making an herbal tea with your own herbs. Golden Briar. But I'll tell you, as I've been going through stuff, I think this is the 3rd or 4th one I've found. Certainly the nicest one I've found, but I don't need that many. Okay, now I did get and found these. I got into the top of my own closet, all the way in the back, and found some KD Designs. Now, KD Designs still makes hand-printed linen towels. Now these are, they also make calendar towels. They always are made so that you could hang them on the wall. They come with their little sticks. So the sticks come with this little piece, and you put both ends in here and it can go across the top. There's a little string. Little string comes with it. But these are old calendar ones. But they still make pretty cool decor, even if the calendar isn't right. But look at those kitties. They are so cute. And then the whole bottom is kitties. Really, really cute. Now, this is from 1994. It's in the original box. You can kind of see it's got the same picture on the box. Now, I've seen a lot of people use these either to use them as drying towels for washing the good dishes. I've seen them use them as decor, hanging them on the wall. I think one of the coolest ones I've seen is somebody I knew that has since moved away. Is like she would take the calendar part and that would be gone, and she would make pillows. She had pillows on her couch that were the top and bottoms of tea towels that had calendars on them. And then she'd like border this out with fabric, and that would be the front of the pillow. And then you'd have matching ones, which would be really, really cool. So I lost my pen. There we go. So the kitty cat, hey, where's my numbers here? There we go. The cat linen towel in a box is $5. So the kitty cat one is $5. It's number 73. $5, number 73 for the kitty cat one. Oh, come back here. Yeah, I mean, it is a good idea because sometimes you find old linen tea towels and sometimes they look good, but they might be stained, and you can just cut around that, repurpose it into something else. So oh, Doug, yeah, you have sheets. Yeah, sheets and Wawa are very similar until you get to the deli. I think that's pretty much the big difference there. I do have another one of these tea towels. I'll show you the pattern on this one. It's the same company. It's still KD Designs. Might even be the same year. But this one has music all over it. This one's 94. Let there be music in my heart throughout all seasons as love plays out the melody of all my days and years. Which it's really pretty. I like the butterfly and I love the music bit. And quite honestly, that would make a really cool quilt block. At least I think it would. Remember the days where like they used anything for making quilts, any fabric at all, just because that's what you did. You used all of the fabric. So that one is also do I have an oh, that goes with the kitties. Put that over there. So that one's also $5 for the music one, and that's $64 for the music tea towel. And they are nice linen towels. In you go, back in your box. I'm going to open up the kitties. The deli and the coffee, yeah. And there's a agreement between Wawa and Sheets not to really infringe on each other's territory. There's a book called The Wawa Way that talks about that because Sheets helped Wawa get started. But to do that, they created a gentleman's agreement, which they still seem to hold to pretty well. All right. All right, I have another offer up. Now, hopefully, and it is still going to white this out. So this is a really pale seashell pink. And then the little bottom part is white and the inside is white. And then all of the saucer is that pale seashell kind of pink. And I don't see any scratches on it. It is made by a company in England that I'm going to have real fun pronouncing. Clow, COLCLOUGH. Oh, I hate that you're not going to focus. Nope. Nope, not going to focus. It does look, I love the handle. Look at the shape of the handle. I love that handle. But it is a lovely little cup and saucer set. And I looked them up, and they start for that company's cups and saucers, start at $10 and usually go up to $25 to $30. So this is an offer up. It is starting at $7. There's no chips. There's no chips around the rim. The gold is still in good shape. Even the handle, there's no wear to the gold. So I don't think it's ever been used because there's no scratching inside either. So it's an offer up, and the start is $7 for the offer up. And there we go. So going once. It'd be so pretty for decorating with this one. Going twice. No interest. That's okay. We'll put that sucker up on eBay. Now, I have a little bit of jewelry tonight because I've been going through finding jewelry stashed in boxes. These remind me of the stop saying chips. Oh. These remind me of the satin balls that are the Christmas balls, because it's all thin. They're covered in silk threads, these beads. Now, I'm betting they're plastic, though, because it's very lightweight, but they are covered in that little silk. And there's no clasp, but it is a nice purple and white necklace. So it's 28 inches long. So it's a nice length, and it's really pretty, and there's no loose threads from this anywhere either. So and I'm pretty sure that's silk covered, and then it's got little gold spacer beads, and that's a braided string, which is a good thing in jewelry making. So you have this purple and white beaded silk covered beads necklace. It's just $3, and it's number 84. Why is everything white now? $3, number 84, for the purple and white silk covered bead necklace. You down there. Now, the other piece I have, because none of these are particularly vintage unless they're like the 80s. This one is also purple enamel work around it. The nice part of this is it has a spring hinge. So it opens up, but it's got a good tight spring to the hinge. So as long as you've got a wrist 2.5 inches across is the opening side to side on the inside. So this is really nicely done. There's little rhinestones in this part, there and there. There's no rhinestones missing. It's nice enamel work all the way around. And it is $5. It is hard to find these hinged bracelets. I love finding the old vintage cuff bracelets that have the hinge, but this one is probably more the 80s, and it is $5, number 28, for the purple enamel spring hinge bracelet. $5, number 28. Hello, Melinda. Thank you for popping in. Tina, I've been seeing that pop up in the chats yesterday at different things that sometimes it was hard for people to like. They couldn't get into they couldn't get onto YouTube that easily. Okay, so no one for that one. Now, I don't know why this one makes me think of Book Bewitched, but she's not here. Because this one just just screams goth for Halloween. Because it has these purple feathers hanging on it. It doesn't say who made it. It just does kind of remind me of Hot Topics. Hello. You okay? So it's an 18-inch necklace, which actually is probably a little longer because I don't have it all the way out. Thank you. But boy, man, that is pretty cool. And they've covered the metal with almost like an enamel paint to it to try to make the links look like hematite. So it's got that gunmetal kind of finish to it. But that is pretty cool. Now, if I wore it, it'd be an instant cat toy when somebody climbed on my chest. So, but it is purple feathers. So that is $5, and it's number 14. $5, number 14, for lack of a better term, for the Goth Necklace. Definitely different. Definitely would be awesome for Halloween. Oh, isn't it? So I used to work at the Delaware Art Museum in the gift shop. And the jewelry was all about statement pieces. And boy, did we have some cool ones. But yeah, that kind of one would definitely be a statement piece. Now, I have this one, which it's just a standard silver chain. It's not sterling. And I know, doesn't that one scream Book Bewitched? And that looks like a rhodium back. But the front has a piece of tiger's eye on it. And I'm thinking this one is very 70s with the look of this one. And the necklace itself has a typical clasp with the little spring. And this one is 22 inches long. So it is pretty long. And that is a nice little tiger's eye. You can kind of see it reflecting It's a shame. I'm crystal clear, but this thing really doesn't want to focus on small stuff. It's so annoying that it won't focus. So the Tiger's Eye necklace is $4, and that's number 86. It's $4, number 86 for the Tiger's Eye. Tuck you over there. Now I have some other things. Oh, Nettie. How many do we have? We have 51. All right, all you lurkers, because I'm not seeing 51 names in this chat. I've got something. Who wants to be the princess for the day? Look at this. Look, who wants to be queen? Well, I'm the queen in my castle, honey, but who wants to be princess for the day? You can have your own, very own bling tiara. Who does not want one of these? It comes with the attached combs. The combs are held on. This is not one of those cheapo Halloweeny ones. This is the real deal. It has the plastic combs are held in with rivets. It is one of the newer ones, so it does not have prongs setting. It is a glue setting. Every stone is there. It's all hearts. You could be the queen of hearts for Halloween. You already got the tiara. Oh, dog, you don't want to be queen for a day? What fun is that? For Halloween? Now, it was in a clear plastic box, which these things are never quite that way. And if you ever saw my thing, the video I did on my rhinestone collection, you guys saw the tiara that I own, the old 1930s or 40s one. But this is so cool. And I thought, you know what? Halloween's coming up. Maybe somebody wants to be princess for a day. Now, this is an offer up. So, should you want to be princess for the day and have your very own rhinestone tiara, the offer starts at $8. An offer up starting at $8. Now, I know, I don't think it's confirmation where the girls wear that, but I know there's something where they have the young girls wear a tiara. There we go. Offer up tiara, start at $8. But it really is nicely done, and this part is metal. This part is metal. I mean, Halloween, you see the ones that are all plastic. The only plastic on this is the combs. It is a really nice piece, and 2.5 inches is the height that this is. And then being that it's metal, this does have some adjustment to it. It is First Holy Communion. Okay, I wasn't sure. You'd think I'd remember, but most of my friends growing up were guys. So, you know, I was the Protestant in the Catholic neighborhood that spent 5 years in Southern Baptist Christian schools. Yeah, I'm the religious mutt. But it is a beautiful, beautiful rhinestone piece. And it needs a home. Hello, Debbie and Linda. So we have no one wants to be queen for a day with their own personal tiara. All right, that's okay. After all, it's only August. Halloween's coming. And then if not Halloween, then prom season will be coming. And I have seen girls around here not be, you know, I don't know why I put around here. Some girls wear a tiara to the prom. So, now how do you say that? Quinceañera? I failed Spanish too. Oh, Michael could speak it. Not my kid, Mike. My best friend growing up was a guy named Michael. Michael Joseph Patrick Donovan. You couldn't get more Irish than if you put an O in front of Donovan for that name. But he's now a priest somewhere. I've lost track of where. So, Quinceañera. Thank you. He used to call me Nancita all the time. As close as he could figure it was Spanish for Nancy. I still can't call him Father Donovan. I start laughing. I can't. I know too much. But Michael and Daria and I were inseparable from the time we were like 6, 5, and 4. You know, I mean, we were inseparable as kids. So, but all right. So no takers on the tiara. I have this neat little piece. It's a little Cherub Cornucopia. Nice little vase, nice little, now it is a V shape to the vase inside. It's nice and clean. So it'd be good for a little air plant coming out of there or anything else you wanted to come out. Now he's in good shape. There's no chips or cracks on him or around it. There's no maker's name on the bottom. The only thing, and I missed it when I first picked it up, was that when you look at that flower, I thought that one petal was off because the petals are hand done. And so, oh, okay. Girl's 15th birthday, like a sweet 16. Well, that's cool. So, this one has a little chip at the bottom, but I honestly thought it was just that the petal was deformed. And there is this one. Has a teeny little piece out up there, which since this camera doesn't want to focus up close, I don't think you're going to be able to see. But he is really sweet. He is a really sweet little piece. Lost my tape measure again. He's only $5. He stands just a hair over 5 inches tall. So the little cherub the little cherub with the cornucopia, the little vase, he is only $5. He's number 43. $5, number 43 for the little cherub with the cornucopia that he's holding up. Okay. And we already did that one. Uh-oh, what happened to my... There we go. Terry. Okay. Thank you, Terry. Now, what am I going to do next? We did the photos. Now we're getting to the point where I'd run out of time to look at anything up. Ow. I moved the wrong way and the back decides to spasm. And I've had the meds. It's because the shot's wearing off. I think you're going to be a call to a doctor come Monday. So I have 2 vintage Charlie Brown books, and you could see they were well loved, well read, just from, you know, how beat the covers are. This one's printed by Scholastic. This one by Fawcett Crest, who Fawcett somehow later on at some point dropped the crest. Terry, I'm doing okay. The nerve is still pinched. All the torn muscle and pulled ligament, all that is healed up nicely, and the physical therapy is getting that all stronger, so the hip stops sliding out of place. But the pinched nerve, I had the open MRI. It's the 4th and 5th lumbar, so it's below the small of your back, which is very hard to stretch out. So, and they gave me a steroid shot there so that I could go to Boy Scout summer camp, but it's wearing off. And the bad part is when it wears off fast. And so I may have to be calling him by Monday, I'm sure. How much and what number? For what, darling? The shot of whiskey? I haven't figured out how to share my Glenfiddich. And anyway, I'm rationing my Glenfiddich. I don't know. The person who gave me the bottle of Glenfiddich, God bless his heart, has since passed away. And I love Bob. But he had the best car. He had a 1950 Buick. It was just I used to call it the Black Beauty. It was a gorgeous car. And it just killed me because when he and his wife were moving to a retirement community, and he offered to sell me this car for 15 grand. That's well below what the value of the car was. And it just killed me. I had to say no. At the time, the job I had would have not been a problem at all to pay for it. But this house was built for a woman who never drove. So there's no driveway. And in 1961, the year before my parents bought the house, right next door had been the original carriage house for her parents' house, which was on the corner. So the driveway would have been right where the ugly little brick twin is now. So this house is the only one on the entire street, all 4 blocks of it, with no driveway. And a car like that needs a driveway and needs a garage. But he was the last one, Glenfiddich, for having directed the Pirates of Penzance, a gender-reversed version of Pirates that he had wrote. So, yeah. Thank you. That was a lovely trip down nostalgia lane. That was some good memories. Thank you. But anyway, I digress. I've got these two. So this one is copies of the old strip from the newspapers. And it is from... It's not... Okay, the copyright for what the images are is 67 and 68. And then the book was printed in May of 1973. I love that picture. Now, there's not a lot of problems in here. You can see the pages are starting to yellow because it is that old rag paper. But there's not a lot of marks or anything that are there. I'm not seeing any marks that are on the inside pages. It damages mostly the cover, because this would have been read by at least 4 of the 6 of us. What I want to find is this back page. Look at this. Peanuts jewelry. Well, I wouldn't give to find some of these now. Wow. So you get that one. And then this one was a Scholastic. And this one probably was one of mine. 1971. So yeah, this was one of mine. The pages are getting loose. But it is color. He's Your Dog, Charlie Brown. Which, being you have all these color images, makes me wonder It says it was copyrighted in 1968 by United Feature Syndicate, which is fine. That's the newspapers. But then it says produced in association with Lee Mendelson and Bill Melendez TV production. So anytime you find these ones that have the color like that, with the images like that, odds are it's from an old TV show. You know, so it was for some special, which I have never, ever remember seeing. And it's just great. And poor Snoopy, look at this one. He vanished to the garage. Oh, poor Snoopy. But, you know, if you have anybody that loves Peanuts, loves Charlie Brown, you know, because of the condition of this, you can make a great little junk journal or something that's, you know, a montage of all these great images. So we have the two of them. Let's see here. So we have the two books, and they are going to be $6 for the two of them, number 20. $6, number 20. Hey, Flippin' Crazy. I know her. Hello, sweetheart. Oh, thank you. I miss being at your sales. Usually by the time her sales come on, I'm falling asleep from the blasted pain meds. So, Flippin' Crazy, you guys, some of you have been with me for a long while, have heard me talk about her channel. And she does a lot of jewelry. But she's trying to clear out. And so she's doing a lot of sales. She has some that are, what do they call them when it's pre-recorded? A static sale? But some are pre-recorded, but her lives, and she does live ones. She'll do several of them in a week. So make sure if you subscribe to her channel. Let's see if I can find her channel. Get a link in here. She's like me. You make sure you hit the see Nettie, the bell, and then set the notifications to all notifications. That way you can be sure to always know when she's got a sale coming up. Oh, I missed the last. She had one that was a book sale, and I missed that one. That was one of her pop-up sales. Let me get, there we go. All right. All right, here's the link. There you go. There you go. So like I said, I know you guys have heard me talk about her before. But Lisa has some very good stuff, and I love her kitties. Her kitties are so fun. My kitty is bored out of her mind because she's the only one now. So let's see, what else do I have? I have this great porcelain dish. And it is, and I don't remember how to read the codes, it's a Lefton. This thing's never going to focus on that trademark, but it says Lefton hand-painted regular US Pat OFF, whatever that means, NE2043FL is the code number for it. But it's beautiful. There's not a thing wrong with it. It looks like it literally just It just came out of the showroom. The gold around the edge is in perfect shape. There's nowhere to it. It's still had, now, by all means, change this. Do not, absolutely do not hang it with the original thread that's through there. Do not. That's a recipe for disaster. Either run that through with a wire and really twist the wire good to hold it up, or get a plate holder. So, bye. Bye, Lisa. So, but this is the red rose one, and it's not a transfer. That is all hand painted. That is all hand painted on there. So it is an older Lefton. And I have no clue. Well, let's just do it as an offer. Let's keep it easy. So an offer up for the Lefton Red Rose hand painted plate. And it is going to start at $8, because I know that's a definite vintage Lefton. Now, it's got this little embossed little dot design that goes around the edge, and you can just see it a little bit there. As I said, I don't think this is going to get close up enough that you can tell, but you can see every single brush stroke. And what's even better is you can feel every single brush stroke. So it is not a transfer. It is hand painted Lefton piece that is an offer up. I forget what I said I was starting it at. All right, let's start it at that. We'll start it there. Did you do it? Yeah, it did it. There we go. But it's beautiful. Now, it's not, you can see light. It is nice fine porcelain. You can see light through it, but it's just great. And I don't know. I know we have Lefton collectors that are always looking for the figural bunnies and stuff, but I don't have those. So it's 8 inches across, but it is a lovely piece. But I don't see any interest. So should we pass on this one? We can pass on it. That's okay. So, all right. So I see no interest. So we will pass on that one and save it. Oh, wait, there's somebody. Okay, so I take that back. Let's take that off of there. So we have an offer at 6. So do we have anybody for higher? For higher than the 6? And Darlene, I don't know you. You're new to me. So you'll have to email me your information at, there it is, at that email address. And let me know your name, your address, and your PayPal email so that I can invoice you for anything that you get. Is that the only offer? Is Darlene at 6 for the Lefton, for the vintage Lefton Red Rose plate? So we have, it's a good price for that. So we have going once. College Debt Circus. Hi, hon. From everybody I know that has college debt, that's the perfect name for it. It is a circus. And going twice. Yeah, it is a pretty plate. So far it's Darlene at 6. And I don't see any other bids coming in. So it is sold to Darlene for $6. Red Rose Lefton. Darlene Holgerson. Okay. Thank you, Darlene. And let me get into the right email here. So take a second and shoot me your email and thank you very much. Congratulations. Okay. Let me quick take care of this. Now, what else do we have? I have, all right, I have this little girl. This is the scratch and dent department. She is adorable. And she looks so cute, you know, and I didn't even notice. William DeMar, welcome. I did not notice that she had some flaws, partly because when I rescued her, she was so covered in dust that I couldn't tell she had the flaws she has. Now, that's the mark, which this new phone, being that it doesn't like to focus, it has, nope, goes that way. So it has 6622 DESTGH REG dot, which the REG is underneath. So I think she might have been German. However, as pretty as that little face is, she's a bisque finish. She's got really good color, because I always worry about cleaning bisque because I'm always afraid sometimes they use sometimes they use watercolor and it'll come off on you when you're trying to clean it. So I just do with my mouse again. Let me get back into the right screen. And so I didn't notice that her big toe has a chip right there. But I also didn't notice that she actually, I thought that's the shape her hand is in. But when you get up real close and tilt it, I mean, I literally had to tilt her this way to see it. But there's a chip on the end of the knuckle. So I don't know if her hand was supposed to have a finger sticking up to that cute little face. But what I found once I got the dust off of her, now you can't tell looking at her from the front, but when you turn her around, you can see once the dust was off, there is a chip on the shoulder. I have to find it again. But when you turn her around, you could see this line right here. I couldn't find the line. I still don't see the line in the front, but I'm pretty sure that at some point her head must have come off. And the repair job in the front is perfect. I'm not seeing a line. I'm not even seeing where the glue would have been. But once the dust was off of her, I could see the line on her shoulder here. And it comes down to this little chip here. So she at some point had a little accident. So the little bisque girl, she is still really cute, and face on, the only one that is glaringly obvious is the white of the toe, because, you know, this way she's still got her little toes. So that's the only thing. And a little watercolor, you might be able to darken that up to the skin tone a little bit. So the little biscuit girl is just $3. I'm pretty sure she's a older German piece, but she's $3 and she's number 83. If I can get the card to come up, $3, number 83. There we go. Some things we push into the offers just because if you're doing an assemblage or something, some kind of creative little thing, you can use pieces like that in that. So if you're wondering, William, why that's still being offered. Okay, Sonia, that's okay. I owe somebody a redone invoice because there were two books they decided not to have, and I haven't redone the invoice yet. So, but we'll get all that taken care of. Mike has off next week because his birthday is on the 28th. He will be 27. And, ow. And so we will be having some time to get some more stuff done around here, since he can do all the heavy lifting. I tried to do a little too much heavy lifting, and I think I aggravated an old hernia. Just no fun. I need to stop having my system hurt itself. I'm too young for this crap. Okay, another thing I have is I have a few children's tin plates. This would have been from an old tea set. Now you have the image of the rider with the hounds. He's probably the do they call it the keeper of the hounds? I've forgotten. But there's 3 that have that image. There's not a lot of wear. Good night, Doug. And I only have 3 of the plates. Now, there's no foxes on any of this. There's no maker's mark. There's nothing I could find. And the 3 plates have the 2 riders with the hounds. But for the, hi, Uncle Andy. But for the fall decor, I mean, you can see they made a point of having, these are not birds. These are fall leaves. Fall, you know, little orange and yellow leaves coming down. So it would be kind of cute to have as decor for the fall, which we'll be hitting into sooner than you know. But they all have little bits of wear around the edge. Like you can really see it on this one. But they all have a little bit of wear. So there are the 5 tin plates. I'm not sure how old they are. They're definitely older than me. I know that much. But they're not, and they're definitely were not mine. I still have my tea set. My tea set was porcelain, not tin. So the 5 tin plates would be $6. For the $6 number 10 for the vintage children's tin plates. $6 number 10. Okay. And oh, Terry. Terry, how does that fit into the Western theme? I know you're doing a Western theme for the grandchildren's bedroom. All right. I have, now, I love finding old cigarette cards. And some of them, I like finding ones that are seconds, you know, that aren't pristine. Because some of them, if it's the right image, I can make little framed dollhouse artwork out of them. But this is a set from, who made this one? Wills. WD and HO Wills for Woodbine and Star cigarettes. So these are all from Great Britain. It's a series called Speed. Now, these are not all in perfect shape, so they'd be great for using in junk journaling. So that one's the HMS Thames, which looks like it's a destroyer escort. I know it's kind of hard to see these since this new camera does not want to focus on small stuff. This is the de Havilland Albatross transport plane from World War II. It has an Empire flying boat transport, which is basically one that could land on water. I don't know how many there are, but there are several that are, as I drop them on the counter here. So there's several that are planes. There's a bunch of different ones that are planes. There's, I think, only the one I think was a boat. And then you get to some fun. Where are they? Some of these are actual bombers too. Like this one's not in great shape, but that's the Messerschmitts. And you got a Boeing B-17 bomber. But then you get into the cars. And I'm telling you, I love these car images. So this is an early race car driven by somebody named Jenkins. It was the Mormon Meteor. Look at the grill on that sucker. There's another little sports car, racing car. That one is a Mercedes-Benz. This was a BMW race car for a single driver. And then it's got early motorboats. This one is a speedboat called the Notre Dame. Kind of looks like something from James Bond. And again, for those of you just coming in, I'm using a new camera. It's a new phone. And one of these is the Coronation Express train from Britain. But the new phone does not want to focus on anything close up. So I'm probably going to be switching back to the old phone for the lives. Oh, you love kids' tin plates. They're all yours. Yeah, they're the only ones I've ever found, and I can't even remember. I've had them for so long. I don't know if I bought them a long time ago or if they were from somebody in the family. Not really sure, but I've had them forever. So that's another really cool car one. So there's quite a few here. I didn't even count how many there were, but it's all planes, trains, one train, and speedboats. And so for this stack of them, and they are for the most part, they're all seconds. They're ones that have either a crease or they have a rounded corners to the edges. They aren't pristine, but there's what, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say that's 10, 20. There might be 30 of them altogether. But for the Speed cigarette cards, it's $5 for all 30 of them, and it's number 52. $5, number 52, and I believe there's 30 of them from the Wills Cigarettes Company for all of those. Thrifty Santa. Hello, darling. I don't have your info, so make sure that you send me your information to the email address that's there. And it's the usual stuff. I need your name, your YouTube name, your real name, your address, and your PayPal email. And that way I will invoice you. I am shipping from out of Pennsylvania. I am below Philadelphia. Where's my other pack? I had another pack. All right. Now, y'all got off easy on that one because I figured being that it is more of the, I don't want to say more of the guy kind of thing because I love those old cars, especially the old racing cars, because I'm backwards that way. Friend of mine just don't get it because they ask me, what movie do you want to go see? And I go, do things explode? Yes. Well, then I want to go see it. Is it what they call a chick flick? Oh, it's a romance? It's Is there something playing that has either scary creatures like dinosaurs running around or things exploding? No? Maybe I won't go to the movies with you. I'm just backwards that way. I did like those. Now, the other one, now I have an odd set here. These are going to be an offer for the odd set because I know that there's several of you that do things with junk journaling or decoupage or just like miniature things to do stuff with. Yeah, you're not a chick flick person. There's very few of them that I've liked. There's one that's considered a chick flick called Practical Magic from years and years ago. I love the book. I love the movie. And so that's probably one of the few where there wasn't magic, sci-fi, fantasy, or action going on that I really liked, because it's just not my kind of thing for those. Though, mind you, there is, there's a British one called Love Actually. I'll watch that, partly because of the cast. First off, it's got Alan Rickman in it. What's not to love there? There's a movie called Dogma. D-O-G-M-A, Dogma. And so it does kind of satire about religion. But Alan Rickman, who a lot of us know as, he's done a whole ton of stuff, but most of the younger ones know him as Snape from the Harry Potter. And there's Darlene's info. And Santa's should be coming soon. And but he was Professor Snape. Well, in Dogma, he's the voice of God. Because if God actually spoke, you humans, your heads would explode. So he's the voice of God, which he's such a great voice for that. And when they did the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie, he is the voice for the manic depressive robot. And he just does it so perfectly. It's such a loss that he died a couple years ago. So... Oh, you knew that one too, Nettie? Yeah, it's such a cool movie. So, all right. Let's see. Let me check spam. Nope, nothing in the spam folder yet. Nothing in the inbox yet. So, I've heard of the movie The Women. I think it's on my Netflix list. The one from the 40s, simply because of who the cast is. I figured out very early on that when you have Netflix and you have the DVDs, you can max that list out at 500 DVDs, because between my son and myself, between the old movies, the vintage movies, back then there were silent movies, there's still a few, anime, old TV shows, and then all the stuff that he liked, that was just for me. Then all the stuff he liked, we maxed out the list at 500 and couldn't add anymore. Hello, Iris and Thrifty Santa. Your info has not come through yet, but double check that when you typed it. Okay. I was going to say double check that when you typed it that it's a Z in Verizon and not an S, and that is NBK and the number 1 for 1965, because that's the two usual mix-ups. They either accidentally put an S in Verizon instead of a Z, or they put NBKL, and it's not. It's the number 1. So, I love that name, though, Thrifty Santa. So, anyway, it's easier. You can tell I'm easy to get me distracted tonight. So, these are going to be an offer for these cigarette cards. They're all animals. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of them. Did I count that little one? Well, there's at least 17. I'm not sure I counted the short one. So, oh, Iris, I hope you're feeling better. I can't sleep wrong because the minute I roll on my side or anything, ever something will hurt. So we're going to start the animals at 4. And now I'm going to show them to you. Actually, let me type in that it's an offer. We're going to start them at 4. Yay! North Carolina. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. So, oh, wow. We got it sight unseen, and we got 5 up there now. So, zoological studies, they're all different, and I've never heard of this one company. D. Rizeki? So Milhoff is the company name, and it says England, but it's DE, so it's the, and then it says RESZKE, the aristocrat of cigarettes. So I've never heard of that name, but you have this photograph one of a tiger, and I see Terry at 6. We've got Asian wildlife, which is a saiga from Western Asia. Looks like some kind of antelope to me. There's a couple of these from Chivers, which is another company I hadn't heard of. And these are all from Wild Wisdom. Now remember, none of these cards are perfect. They're all seconds. These are birds, a water rail, a pintail, a widgeon, yeah, a widgeon. Okay, who was drunk and made up the name of this? It's called a SMEW, SMEW. I'm not kidding you, SME. Who was drunk and made up the name of that bird? Oh, Thrifty Santa, I like you. I do that to people all the time. I tell them that, their dog wants to go for a walk. Now, this one's square, and it seems older. It's West Highland White Terriers, Godfrey Phillips. Now, there's some damage to the back, but You don't see square ones too often. So that one's in here. We still got all these to see. What do we got here? Who just dropped down? Oh, the kitten ones. Okay, this is that other Rizeki, that company I'd never heard of. And I love this image. So it's a barrel that's sideways, and it says, "The babes in the wood." They're inside a wooden barrel, and it's two kitty cats. And I'm sorry you cannot see it clearer. I really am. I'm keeping that old phone. I'm going to go back to that. This says a fantail pigeon. What cracked me up is the back of this one says the series is from Family Pets. But people used to keep pigeons more than they do now. So that's in there. Pink flamingos. Zoo series from Taifu Tea. Really? So this one's not even a cigarette company. This one's from a tea company. Pink flamingos. Now these are all getting a little bigger. So where are we at here? We're at Terry at 6. Terry, what do you mean you're stuck in your chair? I'm stuck in my chair too, but not probably for the same way, only because it hurts to move. So these look like they are, not that one, but these are from Going Wild. And they all look like watercolor. It's Wildlife Survival Challenge, and it gives this cool background information. I have 4 of them. But the images, that's the Arabian Oryx. See, I could say that right. Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom. Watched a lot of that as a kid. This is a bighorn sheep. All of these images from these 4 cards, a manta ray and a Mediterranean monk seal. They all look, oh, he's upside down. They all look like watercolor images. So they look really, really cool. And then the last 3 is, these are from Shell Oil Company. Picture cards of pets. Lamb and white mice. They're kind of big for white mice, but that says white mice. And the last one is even bigger. It's types of horses from John Player, which is probably the company most known for these. And that's a really nice horse. It says the Active Vanner, which is a type of horse. So they're a heavy horse, which means they're a big one. Usually pulling big loads, so they're probably a quarter horse. So where are we at for the offers? Well, I see Terry at 6, and those are all the ones you're going to get for that offer. They're all animal ones. I used to be able to buy, like, I would just be able to buy like big lots of like 100 or 200 loose cards back in the 90s. Now, is shipping extra? Yes. Shipping is not included, but I ship out of Pennsylvania, and something this small little package like this shouldn't be too hard. And then for because you had the speed ones too, they wouldn't be very heavy. Honestly, for these, I'd probably just put them in a regular card that had some stiffening, and then go get it weighed at the post office rather than use pirate ship, because it'd probably be cheaper that way. Because even pirate ship, there's a limit to how small a package they'll kind of put through. But yeah, no problem. So we still are at Terry for 6. Okay, so we have going once for the animal cards. And we have going twice. And no other bids sold. 4. Okay, sold for 6. Bring on the coal and ashes. I know I have more of these, but I'm pretty sure none of them are sorted out yet. So we had those 2, and that's 6 to Terry. Okay. What else do I have? Oh, you know what I forgot to grab? I forgot to grab the paper doll books, but I can do that. I know where they are. I'm almost running out of time, too. One of the reasons, no, not quite. Belinda, I'll go over what didn't sell. It's my own fault for not getting notices out earlier about the fact that I was going to start an hour early. Serendipity by Melanie. Melanie let me know she wasn't going to have a premiere tonight. I didn't know that Martha was doing a sale tonight. And no, I don't have any Christmas bubble lights. My attic, though, is so packed, I can't get to my parents' Christmas stuff yet. I got to work on Warehouse 13 back here first. So I guess we should fill in Thrifty Santa on what's happened here. I inherited 3 estates in short order. At least 2 of them were, shall we call them, say, collectors of stuff. So a lot of it ended up in boxes. And then when I got downsized out of a job, I had gotten from 3 storage units down to 1. But the house was already pretty full, the house that I inherited. So now, though, I couldn't keep that last storage unit. It's all in the one room behind me. So we never know what I'm going to find. I don't have any bubble lights, and I don't remember my parents ever having them when we were growing up. And I haven't seen any in my area. I am in southern Delaware County in Pennsylvania, and it's kind of like a thrift store wasteland. Yeah, I am kind of putting it mildly. Yeah, there's a reason it's this overstuffed house. Yes, yes. There is a video, though. There is one I did. I mentioned it and explained it in my very first one, but then there's another one I did this summer, earlier in the year when all the azaleas were in bloom, where I explained how I ended up with this overstuffed house. And so that'll fill you in on the background. That no, it's not that I'm a hoarder, it's I've inherited from hoarders. But I do buy stuff because everybody in this reselling community loves their glass. I don't have any. It's not anything that my mother ever had. It's not everything that my friend Nancy had when she left me the big book collection. So honestly, the American version of hoarders is horrible. I wouldn't want them anywhere near me. There's a lot of British shows. The British hoarders do it so much better and so much nicer. But they had a show, Treasures in the Attic, I think it was called. And they used to ask people, they'd give you like 30 minutes to go, they'd show up at your door. They'd give you 30 minutes to go raid your house for stuff that you didn't want, that you thought might be worth something. And then they'd have it professionally appraised and sell it at the auction, and then you'd get the money. I want one of those shows here in the US. It'd be awesome. Maybe they could sell my vintage Walt Disney toy box, because I can't find comps on that baby anywhere. You see a glimpse of it in the video of me being up in the attic. And it has 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf. And it says Walt Disney Productions on it. And it was the toy box that was bought for the older kids. And Steve was... When was Steve born? 48, 49? So I think he was born at 49. There's a 16-year age spread. I'm the youngest, and I'm 55. So, but I did not find it on Worth Point. I did not find it on Worth Point. I did find one person finally this year who had one on, had the same one in pretty bad shape on eBay for a while. I haven't, the listing has since disappeared. And he got 150 for his, and his was, mine does, it doesn't have, it's not pristine, it doesn't have everything. There should be 2 little narrow doors on the shelf on the top, and I don't have those doors. But I do have the sliding chalkboard pieces that were the doors for the lower part. So the only thing I'm missing are the upper doors. But, you know, he took an offer. And it's the first time. And he took an offer. The thing was only up 2 days. And he took an offer right away. So, don't know. Uh-oh. I know, Belinda, it's okay. Thank you. I know. I've been part of that discussion. So far, there hasn't been a problem there. We're good. So, but yeah, the British shows are pretty cool. What have I been missing? But yeah, that's the one thing I haven't. Sometimes it's hard. You can't find stuff. Other times you can't even identify stuff. There have been once or twice where I've put something up and went, please tell me, you know, during my lifestyle, I'll go, here's object A. What is it? I have a piece I didn't put up yet. Now, I know, oh, it's going to wait out. There we go. So this is very much a mid-century modern pattern. Okay, and it's got the nice little roses and some kind of like little, that's not wheat. That's some kind of little grassy thing for the background. No maker's mark. Went through pages and pages on a couple different sites looking for that pattern. And I couldn't find it. Iris, you love the plate? The plate's for sale. I didn't have this up yet. It really is beautiful. I just pulled this out of the pantry. So it doesn't have any scratches on it. It really looks in pristine shape. It was up on a shelf. It doesn't match anything that my parents ever had. The only spot, and it's a spot on the transfer that, like, it doesn't reflect quite the same way, but I don't think it's a problem. There's a tiny little spot in the rose that's white, but look at it. It looks like it's part of the petal. So I'm not sure if it was a problem with transfer or if it was this. Oh, the week at Scout Camp. Yeah, I talked about that last week. The bear was not in our campsite, so it was good. But it has no maker's mark. It is, I lost it again. So it's a small size platter. So it's 11.5 inches across that way and 8.5 the other way. So, so for the rose platter, for the small platter, would be $6. $6, number 12. And then Iris really wants this one. So $6, number 12. Quick, Iris, put 12 in. Still game. Yeah, I just say it probably would be better if I could find the maker, but just couldn't find it. I also was running out of time. I didn't get a chance to really pull anything till today. And you can tell I'm moving kind of slow. So, Scout Camp was fun. We had a problem with a bear, but not in our website, and not in our website, duh, not in our campsite, because my kids are smart and they know to take the trash out at the end of the day and not leave anything in camp. But the bears that got seen was in the campsite below us down the hill on the way to the creek. Well, at that point it's Bushkill River. So it was probably in talking to the ranger the last day, it was what they call young, I call them younglings, my scouts, but he said it's what they call a yearling. So it's a bear that's already a year old, but it hasn't left the mother. Pennsylvania black bears will hang around. So the bear was looking for food, and what happens is the mother has the next set of cubs, and so the 1-year-old will start going further and further away and staying away longer periods from the mother until in the fall, where it'll then go off usually to its own, create its own territory. But it was in the trash can in the afternoon, down at a campsite below us, with its head way into that trash can looking for food. Now you figure this is a scout camp that is huge. It covers the whole top part of a mountain, and then some parts way down the side. And they've had a whole year, all the animals have had a year with no noise, no kids, no people, nothing, because the camps were all closed. So it wouldn't have any fear of people because it just wouldn't know any better. We haven't been there. So it didn't hurt anybody. It didn't go near anybody. I think it was in our campsite at night, our first night there, because I woke up to hearing this sniffing noise at the edge of my tent, and I could hear the leaves moving around that were, because there was a little bush right against my tent. Now, I'm not thinking, I got woken up. I smacked the side of the tent and say, "Get out of here, let me sleep." And I go back to sleep. Idiot me assumed it was a raccoon. You dummy. You have raccoons in your own yard. Raccoons don't make sniffing noises. They make little weird little chittering noises. So I probably was chasing off the bear, telling it to go away. I want to sleep. But we never, other than that, nobody said they heard anything in the campsite at night when we were all asleep. Nobody heard anything other than that night. And so, and it never came anywhere near us during the day, just that one below us, because they had, at that point it was Thursday and we were leaving the next day, and they still had the same trash bag in that can from the first day of camp. So all the food stuff was getting piled pretty high, and food wrappers. So that's just open invitation to have critters come into your campsite. The only thing we ever saw was a very brave chipmunk that liked to come sit on your shoe. So, oh, so let's see. Yep, Katie's here. And James, what is it? James Gip Gip? Wait, E on the end. Gip. Yeah, I'm not wearing a brooch. I can't find a brooch that goes well with tie-dye. That doesn't quite work. A brooch doesn't go well with tie-dye. So, what else did I not do that's here? I didn't. Oops. Well, I didn't hurt anything. That's a plus. Just made a lot of noise. So I have this guy. I can't ID this one either. It's not Relpo. It's not the right symbol. So there's a kind of a triangle with a symbol on the inside, and it says GW, and it has that. and I can't find a maker. So it is a cute one. I've had this in my spring decor for a long while. This is not mine. I'm not parting with the one from me. I still have the pink teddy bear, fluffy looking. It looks like it's fluffy, but it's all ceramic. I still have the teddy bear one that my mother got in the hospital for, yep, bear bags. Hang the food up in the tree, right? Oh yeah, we were fine. And I am an assistant scoutmaster, and now that 2020 and all that happened, we at one point had 54 or 56 kids on the charter, but a bunch have aged out, and 2020 happened, so I don't know what number we're at right now. I'm an assistant scoutmaster. My kid has come up through, I raised a nephew, and he's going to be 27 on the 28th of this month. But he is also an assistant scoutmaster with me at the same troop. It's the troop he came up in. I grew up in a Boy Scout family. I was troop mascot from the time I was able to walk. And apparently I was only like a week old before the first time I was on scout property, because somebody forgot a sleeping bag. So mom put me in the car and took it on up. So I told my kid, and this just came up at the assistant scoutmaster meeting with parents last night, then when we were doing introductions, and I said, well, like unlike most of them here who said they got here because of their kid and then they stuck around, my kid was here because I wanted to get back into scouts. I had been an Explorer Scout in the 80s, which is a co-ed branch of the Boy Scouts. And I told my boy, give it 1 year and 1 summer camp. And then if you still don't like it and you want to leave, you can leave, but I'm staying. So everybody laughed, but it's very true. I wanted an excuse to go camping again. So you had a bear attack the tent. Oh my God. Oh wait, you were at Yosemite. That's a different kind of bear. And yeah, no food in the tents, nothing. Not even a wrapper if you're anywhere near out west at Yosemite, especially. That's a whole different thing than a Pennsylvania black bear. You don't even want to have, forget the power bar, you don't even want to have the wrapper left in your tent. I hope the people that were in there were okay. So, what? We have this, and like I said, I had them for my spring decor. Yeah, I shift gears. If you haven't noticed, Turtle Trader, I shift gears very quickly. Just habit. So the symbol is Giftwares Company. Oh, that would be the GW then. See, this is why I bring stuff to these sales, so you guys can tell me what I'm looking at. Because I went through looking for planners, trying to find this sucker. But I like having these around. They're really cute with the spring colors. They're really cute decor for like at Easter time. Everybody thinks of the bunnies and everything right away. But if you look at vintage, if you look at a lot of the vintage decorations for Easter, there was way more than rabbits. There were rabbits and ducks and bunnies and lambs. And I love having these old nursery. They would be, this is what you sent the mom when they were in the hospital with the baby, you know, with a plant in it or some flowers. But these things in the pastels are really cute to have for springtime as decorations. But I was going through a box and realized that I had unpacked 5 of them. And 2 of them are almost identical. So I decided to offer this one up from out of my springtime decorations. So we have this lovely little lamb. That's a nice size too. I mean, yeah, you could put a plant in there, but I would suggest putting like a piece of a plastic container inside first, so it doesn't damage. The funny part of this one is if you look in there, there's still a tiny little piece of floral foam stuck in the bottom. But it is a cute one. There's no chips to him. There's not really, oh, I take that back. There are chips. There's chips to the glaze. Teeny, can you even see that? Teeny one there. And there's a teeny one, a little line right there. Now that little black dot on its nose is paint. They gave him a beauty mark. I don't know why. They gave him a beauty mark. So for the vintage lamb planter for spring decor, we're going to do it as an offer up. Because, you know, when in doubt, offer. I taught Jan that for Antiques from Karen. When in doubt, offer up. So we're going to start it real cheap. I know, really, really cheap for a planter. We are starting it at $6 as an offer up. You know what I like about this one is those eyelashes. They crack me up. Because, like, there's just one giant eyelash and then two tiny ones. Just cracks me up having the eyelashes on this baby. So it has the block. It has A, B, and C. And it has a wonderful face. And I like that like all the fur is all, you know, it's all embossed. The Doctor Who TARDIS was a gift. You're not getting that. I am a big Doctor Who fan. Somebody actually gave that to me, sent it to me as a gift this year. I was over the moon. It's actually a birdhouse. It's very cool. So for our planter, I don't think I said how big he is. So it's 8 inches, and then the lamb's a little higher. So it's 8 inches wide and then 6 high. And really, like I said, just a darling face, and would be so great to have for like Easter decor. You know, I mean, Easter decor, you could put some of that fake grass and then put a bunch of rabbits inside if you wanted to. So it would be great. So I think our time is probably getting ready to go. And so I don't see anybody for any offers for the lamb. Aw. Well, he may stay. He may end up staying then. We'll sit him back there. So Doctor Who is a British TV show that the BBC has always said it's a little kid show. Well, not so much. I can't remember the first year. I'm blanking on the year it started. So the weirdest part about this is that the Doctor Who TV show has gone on for more than 50 years. I'm pretty sure it hits 50 years. Because it started, and then they came up with this great idea that the Doctor is, and that's who my cat is named for, the Doctor is a Time Lord. And the TARDIS is the machine that he flies around in. But they have a chameleon circuit, which makes their machine is supposed to match where they land to the surrounding area, so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. But his got stuck on a vintage police box. But when the first actor who was playing it was going to leave, they came up with the brainstorm that he would regenerate. And so he regenerates into another actor. So it's another life for the Time Lord. Now, in the late 80s into the early 90s, they the BBC kept messing with it and did things to it, and it started to kind of run it into the ground. So it finally ended up stopping for a while. And then they rebooted it quite a few years ago now with Christopher Eccleston. They finally actually gave it a real budget, so it had better special effects than what it did before. And it's still going on. Though now the Doctor is a woman, because they can do that when they regenerate. But it's great because you have stories through all of time and space. And some of them, the writing is usually really pretty creative and really good. And just because somebody looks different and might be from a different planet doesn't necessarily mean you don't still have the same worries about your family, your kids, where you live. Some things are universal. And that's part of the idea of the Doctor Who universe, is that, when all else fails, if you can be nothing else, be kind. Be kind. That's been a big theme through the Peter Capaldi. And they'll refer to him as some person's name years. They're naming the actor. For me, I grew up seeing, the first time I saw it, it was the third Doctor. But I saw his pilot episode and I didn't understand what the heck was going on. And then I didn't see it again for a couple years later, and it was Tom Baker, and I've been hooked ever since. Tom Baker's my Doctor. Followed very closely by, I did like Capaldi, but followed very closely by David Tennant, who's one of the new ones. Yes, but they all happen to speak English with with a British accent. But you had Sylvester McCoy. What the heck was that accent? Sylvester McCoy, I could never figure out if he was acting as the Doctor, because everything else I've seen him do, whether it was the Secret Policeman's Ball, which if you don't know what those are, look it up on YouTube. The Secret Policeman's Ball. It's a comedy, telethon isn't the right word, but it's a fundraiser for things in Britain. And they were all great comedians. And he's in that. The Monty Python crew is in that. But everything I've ever seen Sylvester McCoy do, including when he's in the Hobbit movie, the man just has some screws missing. Man really always plays these characters with some screws missing. And then I saw some interviews, and I still think he's got some screws missing. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I grew up with it, and I never bought into the idea that, like, especially in America, is real big on this, that if there's aliens, they're always going to come attack us and, do something. They're always going to be war. And Doctor Who is one of those things where, no, it doesn't have to be like that. How can you assume it's going to be like that? So it's pretty cool. Oh, season for a beginner to start with. Okay, so there's two things with Doctor Who. There's kind of two separate sections. You have Classic Who, and then you have the reboot. You have which I've heard sometimes called Modern Who. You think you've only seen season 3? Season 3 would have been still David Tennant then, of the reboot. Honestly, I honestly would probably start you on the reboot stuff. Season 1 with Christopher Eccleston, and start from there, because they knew they were coming into a whole new generation of people and kids, so they did explain a lot in his early episodes of just what Time Lords were and how, what he was and how he got around. So they went back to stuff that had come out from the early one and re-explained it. So I would start with the reboot. The Doctor Who with the long scarf is Tom Baker. He's still around. He is the oldest surviving Doctor. actor who's played the Doctor. He's still around so far. I always wanted to meet him and never got the chance. He was the Doctor that, I know some people is like, oh, they love their doctor and they really kind of like have this, they want to date their doctor. Nah, I wanted to go out drinking with my doctor. Tom Baker had a reputation for a little bit of trouble and spinning these great stories. He's just a fantastic natural storyteller. And I wanted to go out to the pub and buy him a pint and just sit there and talk to him. So yeah, that would have been awesome. But he's the one that has the really long scarf. I have two that I made. It was a real bugger to match those colors. But I have, and I've rented mine out a couple times for Gilbert and Sullivan shows. Usually they use one in Pirates of Penzance for when Papa comes out, the Major General comes out at night in his nightgown, and the girls come in with a long scarf and wrap it around him. So I've actually rented out my Doctor Who scarves for something completely different. So who's popped in here? Hi, Jen. So Antiques from Karen is Janet. She's another one like me that has inherited a ton of stuff. The difference is her mother was an antiques dealer, and all the stuff is still in the house that she inherited. She's actually still in the process of trying to go through and empty the house. And she really started from scratch in trying to figure all this stuff out. I grew up knowing all these great aunts and uncles and my great grandparents' kids. And so I would have been around older vintage stuff and all my life and emptying estates from the time I was 16. So I have a bigger knowledge base, but she is a riot to watch. And on Sundays, she has this special thing where she wears a GoPro and she has Julie who helps moderate it and tell her what to chat because she can't see the chat. But you go with her while she's trying to go through some new section of the house, and we've helped her identify stuff. It is a lot of fun. So I could definitely say she is a fun channel to watch. And you have how many days? I saw it go by before I moved to a different screen. Antiques from Karen. That is not your channel. What the devil did I do wrong? There we go. Copy. All right. How many days? Oh, 7 3/4 days till closing. So Jen and Babes are getting a house. Okay, here's the link to her channel. And if anybody watches the playback, you'll see a link pop up in the chat for Flippin' Crazy for Lisa. Lisa, I think, is also moving because the apartment she's in, I believe the building got sold. And so now they told everybody, you've got to move out by such and such a date. So she's been selling like mad, trying to reduce how much stuff she has to move. I just can't imagine trying to move with all this. My son says if we had to move, he'd just like have the biggest bonfire in the backyard. I'd wring his neck. So, yeah, Jan has been very, very busy. Oh, that's next Thursday. Awesome. I would definitely want to try to be there. So I have found some jewelry, but Jan emptied a small room and took out a couple of 100 pounds of jewelry and cases. And so it'll be interesting to go through it. So So it'll be fun to be at that. I would like to follow suit with that and have more unboxings, because I've done that a couple times where I've put a box over here and we've gone through it because of most of my stuff, because I had to already empty the houses and bring it somewhere else, what didn't go to auction. So then a lot of my stuff's in boxes within this particularly stuffed house until we get down to where my mother's stuff is buried underneath it all. And then there's going to be one hell of a fabric sale, that's for sure. Run that video till the battery dies, right? So let's see. We just did the lamb planter. We can go through the stuff from the beginning that didn't sell. Oh, good. Yeah, because you've got the eBay store, but you just don't have a chance to just list stuff. And don't forget, Jen, send me pictures of those bookcases, because there's no point in you moving stuff that you don't need to. Because I'll sit and do the research on the titles and let you know what you can just, you know. Yeah, I need to get on to listing more. I keep finding more stuff that needs to go there. Because right now I think I've got 21 things in my eBay store and only I think 12 in Etsy. So these were the first thing I showed tonight. For those of you who come in now, we'll go through what I have that didn't sell. So Timgad is in Algeria, and these are all sepia toned, but they are the Roman ruins. A really good amphitheater one. Oh, cool. That'll work, Jen. Now it looks like they're all written in French, so I can't read them. And these were printed in Paris. And they all still have the tissue paper. But I love the graphics on the front. I think they're from the 30s. And these were, there's 12 of them in there. The only condition issue is the corner there and the corner on the back. And one of the postcards, the very first one, is in there loose. That one had come out, but it's tucked in there now. And this is either from the 20s or 30s. Great graphics on the cover. And I have it for $8, and it's number 19. $8, number 19. Genie plus one, that's true. But there's some things that, like, I don't think would do well in the vintage community here, like pop culture kind of things. Some of the stuff I have would do better there. Right now, I actually have quite a few toys up. I had some Dachshund stickers up, and I got one of the boxes, the trusty traveler boxes. I got number 4. I would not mind getting another one. I have a lot of fun with these, and I've got plenty of little stuff that I could put in there. But I took out Patrick's vintage maxi pad box because I had pity on him, because he's trying so hard. He's trying so hard to find creative ways to get rid of these. So I took that out. I'm going to put it in the bathroom up on the little shelf just as decoration. And then I had some stickers that were dachshunds, that were the dachshunds. And I still have one set that is still in my eBay store. But I took the other sets I have and I put them into the box, since it's for in October, when he gets all the boxes back that are being traveled around, then they will be auctioned off for a dachshund rescue. So I couldn't resist. I had to put the dachshund stickers in the box that I sent out onto Nettie. It's on its way to Nettie. And there's one thing in there that the minute you see it, Nettie, you will know exactly, before you even open up the little book to see who put in what, you will know exactly who put it in there. Because, well, I might as well have, now it's a good one too, but I might as well have some fun with this. If you opened up a box that you knew had been to other resellers in our community, who's the first person you're going to think of if you see a postcard that's a pinup girl? I knew as soon as I saw it. I was gonna film it, and then things just got a little too tiring and a little too hectic here. This week they've started specifically on spine stretches, and it's a hard place in my back where that pinched nerve is, because it's below the small of your back, and the shot from the specialist is wearing off. Yep, you're all saying Vinny. Exactly, Vinny. I knew it before I ever saw the little booklet that says, because the booklet says, it says what channel you are, or your Instagram, or whatever you want to put there, or just your name. It says what you took out, and then you put in what you put in. And that goes back in with it. Because there's a little sheet of instructions. And it's really cool. And I got one. I had number 4. I am not adverse at all to being sent another 1 or 2 or 3. I have no problem. I have plenty of little stuff. So, Christina. Book, we were talking about you earlier. One of the other things I have now, this one is Brussels, and this one, it's another thing, and I am pretty sure from the cars this is pre-World War II, because of the cars that are here. But then there's all these little horse-drawn carts. There's one there. There's another horse-drawn cart over here. And there are, I think, 10 in this one. 10 artistical views of Brussels. So the whole thing is there, of this vintage fold-out of postcards, but it's from the early 30s. It's before World War II. And judging from those cars, I really think it's before World War II and maybe after World War I. So this was $7 for these, and it was number 30. $7, number 30 for the Brussels ones. And what else did not? Only one thing of the jewelry sold. Where did I put the jewelry? Because, Book, we were thinking of you for one of these jewelry pieces. Just because. You'll see it when I get to it. I'm missing one. What the hell did I do with it? Come here, pillow. I need you. Bugger all. Hurts. Where the devil did I put it? Honestly, brain on pain meds. All right, so I lost one of the pieces of jewelry. I don't know what I did with the cuff bracelet. Oh well. So I'll show these. So this is a necklace, and all these, it's very lightweight, but all these are like those satin Christmas ornaments that have the threads, the little silk threads that cover it. So it's all purple and white with a little gold spacer bead. And I don't remember the length. It's done on braided cord. And so it's from end to end, it's a little over 14 inches. So it's 28-inch necklace. And this one was $3, number 84. $3, number 84 for this one. Hey, Jody. And then there's the tiger's eye. That's sold. So put that back over here. Book, this is the one we were thinking of you. I don't know why, but we all were like, thought of you. So I have to get some of the chains straightened out. Honestly, this is like Goth Princess here, let me tell you. So the chain itself has like this gunmetal finish to the metal. And then you've got this really cool curtain effect with purple feathers on it. Now, it doesn't have a maker's mark. It's got a lobster claw clasp, a little metal bead on the end. But yeah, I mean, isn't that just such a statement piece? Kind of screams 80s into the 90s, maybe even the early 2000s, but wow. And yeah, I mean, we all saw it and we all were like, where's Book? Where's Book? We need Book for this one. Let me get that hooked back on there and then I'll measure this one. And it is, so it's an 18-inch, it's 18-inch necklace. But isn't that wild? That is so cool. So it's an 18-inch necklace and it is $5. It's number 14. $5, number 14 for the chain and feather necklace. Definitely a unique piece. Oh yeah, a little bit like Pat Benatar. She would have worn something like that. She definitely would have. What else did not? Tiger's eyes. Now y'all missed being a queen for a day. Nobody wanted the tiara. Look what I've got. And that is all, now they're glue set, but that's all rhinestones. And it's all metal except for these are plastic, but they're riveted in place. So it's in really good, it's not like one of those Halloween plastic ones. All of this is metal. All the frame of this is metal. It's got these great rhinestones glued in. It is an awesome piece. You could be queen for the day. I don't have enough hair left to hold them hooks. Look, I'm cockeyed. There we go. Ta-da! The nice part of it being the metal is that you can bend these out a little more if you need to. My hair is very fine, so Turtle Trader, my next sale will be next Thursday. They're usually on Thursday nights. I have to double check because next week I have the same problem. I have something early in the morning and I have to see the cardiologist and I'm not sure how early. But I won't be able to start an hour earlier next week. But my sales are, I either do a live sale or a live unboxing where you guys go help me figure out what's in a box or two from the pile from the estate. But I'm always Thursday night. I start at 11 p.m. Usually I go on till sometime between 2 and 3 in the morning, but I can't tonight. I've got to wrap this up. It's already 12:30. I started at 10, so I've got to wrap this up definitely by 1 because I have to be up at the butt crack of dawn for physical therapy. And my night owls will tell you, Nancy's not a morning person. Not at all. So, Belinda, you're a princess and you need that. It is not missing any stones. So this is an offer up. Now the box that I found it in is just this little plastic thing. Okay, so the tiara is an offer up. Then it's going to start. It starts at $8. I am so... You know, the only time I'm not super grouchy in the morning is summer camp. It's the only time I've not been a grouch in the morning. It's summer camp. Something about being out in the woods, I guess. So, all right. So, okay. I see Terry. Terry has started us off for $8. It's an offer up. So Terry has it at $8 so far. It is a really nice piece. It was in my mother's stash of stuff. It is not quite 2.5 inches tall from the bottom to the top. It's got that nice heart, so you could be Queen of Hearts for Halloween. Everybody needs a moment to be a princess, you know. Now across here it says 5 inches across, but again, these are metal. They will bend. And the combs are really nice because they are not glued in place. They're actually riveted on. They aren't going anywhere. Yes, Wawa. Actually, I'll stand. Jody, give us a second. When this is over, I'll stand up and let you see the back of this shirt because it's so cool. But this is a wonderful rhinestone tiara. There's no missing stones. Great piece. I see Christina at 14 is where it sits now. And before anybody who has seen my rhinestone video asks, no, I am not selling my tiara with the stars because my tiara is an old one from probably the 30s or 40s. At latest, it may be 50s, but that sucker's going nowhere. This one, however, I don't know how it ended up in my mom's stash of stuff, but my mother was a professional seamstress, did a lot of costumes. I have no idea what some of the stuff she had hiding around is. So we have going once. I have to put it down to type it in. Ow. No, the rhinestones on this one are glue set book. These are all glue set rhinestones. They're not prongs. And there's no maker's mark, just like mine. There's no maker's mark on this. So it was an offer up. And right now I see it at 14 for... Good night, Turtle Trader. See you next week, I hope. When I hit 1,000 subs, we're going to have a pajama party that's going to go all night long. And I really, really, really want to have this in October. We got to get me to that 1,000 by October. 1, it's my birthday month. 2, it's Halloween. Wow, wouldn't that be awesome? Have it then. So we got to get me to 1,000 by then. So the high offer is 14 with Christina, right? And I saw somebody say they were out. I think Terry is out, so we're going to do going once. We have 14 with Christina. I know, Katie, you and Christy, it was on her live, and I said it as a joke about a pajama party, and those two just was like, that's just such a great idea. And then like, the more I thought about it and the more ideas they kept throwing out at me that night when I was in the chats, then I was like, yeah, that's definitely it then. Pajama party. That's what it's going to be. Going twice. I hit the wrong button. There we go. Okay. Where are we? So it is sold 14 to Christina. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Oh, there's the other bracelet. It was underneath the tiara. Okay, so 14. Congratulations. Let me double check and see. Maybe it went up a little bit tonight because I have 861 and it's been sitting at 860, give or take one way or the other, for about a week and a half now. The fact that I disappeared for a week at summer camp definitely slowed things down, because if you don't do something for a week, then the YouTube algorithm just gets wonky right off the bat. Christina. This was the other bracelet I was looking for. So this is a nice purple bracelet. This is all enamel on the metal. It's a silver tone metal. It is not silver, but it's a silver tone. And the cool part of this is it has a hinge. It's got a good tight spring on that hinge too. I love hinge bracelets. I have some antique ones, some vintage ones. And it just clicks right on, and then you can't really tell where, and it just comes right off. And it has little rhinestones that side and that side. But it is a very cool enamel bracelet, and the spring hinge bracelet is $5, number 28, if anyone is interested. $5, number 28. Oh yeah, I mean, I would love to be at 1,000. I really would love it, and then I can start planning. I'm really hoping that, like, by the end of September or first week of October, we can get me to that, because then it'll take me a little bit to, like, really plan it out. And I see Jose for the bracelet. Awesome. But I know, like, you can hit that 1,000 and then it may come and go, because, you know, YouTube always purges. I do think one of the problems why my channel hasn't grown so fast is that I have yet to figure out how to do thumbnails and have that look nice and slick with graphics and stuff. I have not figured that out. Jen tried to tell me, oh, well, take a thumbnail and you put it in Paint, which is a program in the laptop, and it was all I could do to do the one. I took her picture and changed a few things, and it looks like a little kid did it. It was so bad. I had to, like, hand color in where I had taken words out in my own picture, and it looked so bad. And then I could not figure out how to make one from scratch when Cher Fines was here. When Sherry was here last week, I couldn't make a thumbnail with both our pictures because I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out. So Linda for, I don't have a number. Do I have another April? No, I didn't see her put in for that. When did she sneak that in? Probably when I was going, ouch. There's 14. Okay. Belinda and 84. Thank you. I love you. You guys keep me honest. I love you guys keep me honest. So thumbnails are hard, and I am sure there are. I had planned on working on it this week, and then my kid gave me his hand me up. It's from somebody younger. The hand me up phone, and I have been fighting with this phone for a week. I finally just was like, I need to just stop because it's driving me crazy. And then today, I noticed that somehow the phone and Google decided to change my Instagram picture to the Boy Scout Snoopy thumbnail that I was using on my personal Facebook page. So I had to fix that. So it's driving me crazy. So I spent most of this week fiddling with the phone trying to learn that. Oh yeah, it's rough having a car in the shop. My car was just in the shop because the serpentine belt slipped off. Not like I'm driving it though. Instagram did that to you too? Okay. Is it Jeannie or Jenny? Jenny, right? So once I got in there and figured it out, it wasn't Instagram that changed the picture. If you have a Google account and you link your Facebook to it and then you link your Instagram to it, it's the Google settings that changed the blasted picture. Took me about 15 minutes to figure it out of how to get that nonsense changed back. Luckily, I still have that old picture in my laptop, but I had to go into Instagram through the laptop so that I could readjust the picture. And as soon as I did it, this Google thing popped up in my phone about, changing it. I'm like, don't you dare leave it alone. So I had to, at least with it coming up like that in the phone, I could then go to the Google setting. I could just follow the trail of that and stop it from doing that. Jenny. Okay. The reason I know there's no A in there, but the reason I asked is because I went to school with a girl who spelled it the exact same way, and her mother insisted it was Jeannie. So I figured I better just ask. Just better to ask. Steph sells stuff by the seashore. I don't ever want to be drunk on some night trying to say your name. So, we sold a lot of that. We didn't sell the poor little bisque girl, but that's understandable because she was a dent and scratch. I will call you, Terry. I'll call you once I'm back from everything and I recover. God, these stretches are killing my back. Well, what's killing my back is the shot wearing out. Oh, I have trouble enough with names. My Boy Scouts will tell you. So, as a Scoutmaster in charge of advancement, I handle everything once they're old enough to start doing merit badges. So the kids are in the troop for about 2 years before I see them and really work with them. So I don't know their names when they first come in. I may not know their names till year 3. And they all just go, what? And so I have a hard time getting their names memorized. And then to make it worse, there's years where we've had multiples, where we had 2 different, at one point we had 3 Andrews. Right now we have 2 Jacks, 2 Ryans. At one point we had 4 Mikes. That was rough. So yeah, I totally understand it about names, and I'm notorious for not remembering them. Is there anything else? This was our little scratch and dent girl. she's bisque, and she's such a cute little face. But if you look at her hand, I thought her hand was fine, but if you tilt her sideways, you could see the white on the end there. So her finger must have come up a little higher, and her toe is there. But she had so much dust on her that I didn't see the chip right there. And when you look at the back, you could see this line that comes right to here. And here she'd been decapitated at some point. But you can't see a line anywhere around her throat or up here. So she looks pretty good on the front for having lost her head. But I didn't know if anybody would want to have her for like in an assemblage where, you know, she's got other stuff around her. You could find a little bird or a little flower to stick on her shoulder over that chip. I think a little bird right there would just be absolutely stunning little thing to have there. But she is such a cute little face. And I rescued her because I was doing a basement clean out, and she was so covered in dust that I never saw the chip because it was covered in dust. And she cleaned up really well, because bisque sometimes will lose its color because sometimes they used a watercolor. And Barry, Terry, Jerry, and 2 Larrys. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that could be a problem. But the little bisque girl was just $3, and she was number 83 for those that came in later, if you want the little precious. And, is Jody still here? I told her I'd show her the back of the shirt. You see it? I love their tie-dye. I've never gotten rid of their tie-dye shirts. I think I have some for my son still. He doesn't really want his. So, but when you work for Wawa, you know, you get the shirts, and I kept all my tie-dye ones from Hoagie Fest. And you get a shirt for like everything. And so I have some Wawa stuff that I may put up online. I haven't made up my mind what I'm going to do with it yet, because it's not stuff that I'm going to use. So Wawa is very cool. Definitely. So that's everything I've got for tonight. And we're getting near 1 a.m., so I have to be done by 1 at the latest. So we're hitting there. My back is still stiff, which means I've got to add Tylenol to the list tonight, because I've had the naproxen. I've even had the Flexeril, which is a muscle relaxer. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be calling about a shot by Monday. So, oh yeah, send me the Wawa video. That would be fun. So, thank you all for coming out and being part of the sale. I did not do well at getting things together this week. I'm moving slower and slower, and the days of physical therapy, I'm pretty much toast, because trying to stretch that lower part of the spine out is painful. It makes you stiff, and you just come home and you have to lay flat. That's their rules. I got to lay flat for an hour after I come home, and then usually I fall asleep. But I will be back next Thursday. I won't be able to start an hour earlier. It may have to be another short one. I have to double check what time that cardiologist is, because I'm pretty sure he's in the morning, and then I have to be back in time for physical therapy by noon on Friday. So tomorrow may be a short one too. And then I usually just do an unboxing. Maybe I'll just do an unboxing next week. All right, because there's plenty of boxes down that other end. I'll get Mike to bring one here. If I had a little more space, we'd be able to just do like Jan does and have you guys watch while I work through the pile, because this is the catch-all end. And I have to print out labels before I can go to bed because that one's got to get mailed out, that one's got to get mailed out, and that one's got to get mailed out in the morning. So I need to put the labels on them, and then my brother will take them to the post office for me. So good night, everybody. I hope you had fun. And I'll see you. Yep, lots of love and kindness. It's the best thing you can do for this world. So I will see you guys next week for another live. And I'll probably come back to using the old phone so you can see stuff close up. So, and we'll see what I find for next week. So, and I'm still trying to get enough stuff together to have one sale that is just ephemera. That I think would be really fun and cool. I don't quite have enough stuff yet, but we're getting there. So see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. And for those areas that are getting the heat and humidity like we are, try to stay cool. Bye.